This is Lindsay, and it's Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, and I have to document more of this harassment, gang stalking, aftermath of narcissistic abuse because for my own records and keepsake or documents, whatever, for my own thing, because what happens whenever you were in an abusive cycle with a narcissist, a covert or malignant narcissist, that your brain, they call so much brain damage. You literally get brain damage from all the abuse and all the gaslighting and the consistent lies and manipulations and horrible, subtle, often subtle shit that these evil people do. It messes with your brain. It really does cause like a brain damage, and this has been documented by doctors and physicians, how it causes brain damage over time whenever it's severe psychological abuse. But I still I educate myself about all this stuff because I'm fascinated with psychology and these types of issues and behavior, human behavior and behavior patterns and addictions and all kinds of stuff. Psychology and mental health and whatnot, and also physical health because of the gym seem to be my passions in life more than anything. It seems to be what I like to research as well as other things, but or especially stuff about psychology, abnormal psychology, because that really just my own experiences and whatnot with this kind of thing. But so I was thinking more about I still obviously get the gang stalking stuff, these neighbors, weird stuff that happens when people try to get my attention. I go outside and then certain people are leaving at the same time and all that shit, the synchronized stalking shit, or when I pull up, they pull up right at the same time. That's typical when you're a targeted individual. That means that they're monitoring you. But so at the gym, I'm more able. I've been so accustomed to these things for so long that I kind of like really am able to not really focus on it at all and just focus on what I'm doing, and I just kind of, if people are trying to do their stuff, like their subtle harassments and gang stalking stuff, mobbing and whatnot, I just ignore it and try to not react to it. But there's always something kind of strange that happens at the gym, or something that's a little bit, some of these, I'm not saying they're all bad, obviously, but sometimes, but some things are good, some things are weird, and then you're trying to figure out why did that happen or what's the meaning of that. You're always, at least with me, my analytical mind, the way I think and the way I perceive things, I'm always trying to analyze and kind of come up with a conclusion as to why things happen. That's just how my mind works. Critically thinking and analyzing, and also creative at the same time. But so today I noticed something at the gym. I noticed this woman who got on a treadmill next to me, and that one was not working. Noticed several people try to get on that treadmill. It wasn't working. It was plugged in and it was turned on, but I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe it was, sometimes you have to mess around with the plug a little bit, which is what I have, I always am messing with the machine. I know these machines quite well, and I know little tricks to get them to start working again that most people don't seem to know, but I know them so well that the only thing I don't know how to do is repair them when they're completely broken, but I could probably learn how to do that too, and probably be pretty damn good at it, to be honest. Machines, fixing machines, but I spend enough time around these. They're all my friend. They're like my best friends. They're my family. These treadmills are my family. Maybe that sounds silly or embarrassing, but they are like my family. And then when somebody gets on them, well, okay, welcome to my family. You're coming to my area, and that's okay. You can rent it out for a while. It's okay. But that's kind of how I feel. I can be a little bit territorial when it comes to, because I'm very picky about machines and what I like, and you know what I mean. When that's just, maybe that's some kind of a psychosis mental thing I have. Obviously, that people would see as being crazy or deranged, but I know I'm not the only one who favors certain machines, because I see other people there who seem to have their favorites. And this is at any gym. There's always going to be people who are just as much into that as I am, maybe even more, or and I get really into that whole thing. I've tuned it down a lot. I'm not as, but I still get excited. I get excited when knowing that I'm going to go there and knowing that I'm going to get on those machines. It gives me a sense of excitement and contentment that no one can take that away from me. They can't, because it's a big part of my life, and I've been doing this for so long, and I still have my goals. But I'm realizing in retrospect, like, why certain narcissists come into your life and what, and I know that, like today, okay, let me go back to there was a woman who got on the treadmill that wasn't working to my left, and then she got on and she had on Converse tennis shoes. She had on some kind of purplish looking spandex tights, and then she had brown hair, kind of light skinned woman, and she a lady, and she had on a shirt, like a uniform, I guess like one of their workout clothes uniforms or something, but it said sheriff. It had the sheriff emblem on it, and then there's like a number on the back of it. And I was like, well, obviously she's a sheriff. I mean, I don't think she was faking it. I don't think she was just some actor. But I guess she's a sheriff, and she's maybe on her day off or whatever. But she had on her uniform, like physical education or kind of like workout shirt thing that I guess they have, or whatever. That looks like maybe they wear that when they're off duty. I don't know, but nonetheless, that was kind of interesting because, I noticed her watch. I guess she had like one of those Apple watches, and she had a ring on her finger, kind of like anyway, I noticed little details about people, and she seemed like a cool lady. I know she seemed like she was approachable. Some of these types of police and sheriffs and whatnot, some of them are cool and they seem approachable, whereas others, whatever, they don't have such a good vibe or same kind of energy. So, I don't have the mindset that all police or anything are bad, because that's not true, obviously, but or sheriff's department, whatever. I've met my share of them who are nice. Like one person who I got along with quite well, actually, who I dated. We never really dated. We went on a date. Nothing ever happened between us, but I lost contact with him. But because I changed my phone number, and I don't even know. But he was a sheriff, or he was also a security guard, did different jobs like that. And we got along really well. We had some good. We seemed to get along well for whatever reason. But I don't. Anyway, that's that. And there's an attraction, I suppose you could say. But anyway, I've had enough experiences with men, and most of it seems like, it's obvious that people. Well, I don't mind. Look, I don't mind a policeman or whatever, or somebody who's actually upfront about who they are and what they do. They're they're wearing a uniform, okay, fine. You have credibility. But whenever they're like these ununiformed kind of vice cops or whatever the fuck these undercover agents are, that's when my skin starts to crawl, because I can kind of feel a lot of some of them are, I can tell that that's what they are. And because usually those kinds of people, a lot of times they lie, and they get away with lying, and they're notorious for being, some of these men obviously are notorious for being real asshole womanizing jerks and narcissists and just fucking jerks. Because I know, because that shit jackass who I was doing this stuff to me for the past couple of years, thank God that's fucking over finally. That whatever fucking contract that he thought he had with me is over. I've made it over. And he's going to never bother me again. I don't ever want to see him again. I don't want to know anything about him. It's over. And thank God, because that was causing me so much fucking damage mentally, psychologically, and physically. And I'll tell you, I want to talk about that. That's what I want to talk about, is some more of the abuse that man, psychological shit, the horrible yet often subtle shit that they do, because they'll come off as being really cool and calm in public and shit, but you know that they're just total fucking assholes, these people, and they're so blatantly obvious and so fake and superficial, their behavior, because they'll treat you completely different when you're in public as they do when you're just alone with them. And I noticed, like, it's weird, because all of a sudden, like, we would never go out in public hardly in the past, unless it was some fucking stupid motel, one of his fucking motels that he takes all his women to, or whatever, maybe a drive-through. But other than that, we never really went out in public to any places, or he would wait in the car because he was so fucking rude, and I guess embarrassed to be around me, because he would tell me that, let me know that I wasn't good enough I was not good enough to be in his presence. Apparently, I'm too embarrassing for him and not good enough. That's what he thinks, and fuck that, because I don't feel that way, but that's how he made me feel, because he's a full of himself jackass, player, liar, manipulator, cheater, etc., etc. And that's how he is. That's what he is. And I figured that out a long time ago, and I just let him play the fucking gang back, is all I was doing. I was like, knowing good and well that he knew that I knew what he was and what he was about, but I kept letting him back into my house when he'd come fucking knocking on my window, knocking on the door, all that hoovering shit. I'd end up letting him back in, so the abusive cycle would continue and restart. And it was just like, oh my God. After all this, after all the cheating and lying and all the fucking lies, I keep letting you back in so you can sit here and make fun of me and mock me and insult me even more, right? And use me. Yeah, that's what I kept doing, because these motherfuckers are demonic. But, so some of the times that we did go out in public to a couple of these places, like Burlington Coat Factory and the Marshalls, and then, the Dollar Tree, I would notice that he would get me, he was more than happy for me to spend money on him. Like, I don't expect him to fucking buy me. I never asked him for anything. I wasn't saying, let's go shopping, take me shopping. No, I'd say I need to go to the dollar store or something, and he'd say, well, let me take you. I'm like, okay, fine. But it's not like I was expecting him to ever fucking buy me anything, because he never did and never offered to, ever. As a matter of fact, I would buy him, pay stuff for him, some things. But he never ever said thank you. He never would offer to buy me anything, and I'm thinking, what a fucking cheapskate this asshole is. He gets all this crap from me, all these favors, comes to my house, invades my boundaries, uses me, exploits me sexually in every kind of way, and look at that. He's so fucking selfish and cheap. And it's like, oh my God, this is unbelievable, the way he acts in public. And he was always really arrogant and really just walking way ahead of me. Typical narcissists, they act like you're not there. They're rude. They treat you like, and then it was insulting, some of the stuff the way he would treat me. He's like, let's go to that shoe carnival place. I'm like, okay. Because it was in the same shopping center thing as some of these other places. So he went in there, and immediately he's like, you know, with these narcissistic people, they want to control you, right? It's all about control and having power over you and authority over you and dictating, you know, the narrative to their liking. And so they treat you like you're an extension of them, but they treat you like a fucking dog, like an animal on a leash, especially out in public. It's really humiliating, but they do it on purpose. This is what they do. This is how they treat people. And it just shows how shallow and disrespectful and fucking fake they are, because they don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. And they certainly don't. If they say they care about you, that's a fucking lie. They don't. It's all bullshit, fucking scripted crap, because these people are just, it's like they've rehearsed their lines, because that's how they are. They don't have much originality. And I can just remember, so we went to that place called Shoe Carnival. I had never been there. He wanted to go in there. I was like, okay. And of course, supposedly this man sells shoes at some fucking Saks Fifth Avenue or whatever. That's his job. Who fucking knows if he works there or not? I don't know. Supposedly he does. Supposedly he sells shoes. I don't know, and I don't give a shit. I really don't know. I don't think he does. I don't know, and I don't care. But I'm just talking about my experiences out in public with him, about how insulting it was at that place, because we went in there. He starts looking at, he wants to go to the little girls section and look at the children's little girls' shoes. I'm like, well, why? And he starts talking, treat me like I'm a child. He's like, and I said, what? He literally treating me like I'm a fucking child, talking to me like I'm a child, treating me like I'm a child, making fun of me, saying, oh, I bet you could fit into this shoe. It was horribly degrading and horribly humiliating. And all the while, I'm trying to just like smile and act like it's not going on, but realizing what a fucking asshole this guy is. What a fucking jerk. Just making fun of me, mocking me like that. And then he walks by these boots. You would look good in these, like these high heel black boots. He's a fucking pervert, sex addict, porno addict. And so, of course, he wants me to dress like a fucking cunt, like a slut all the time, so he can feel better about his pathetic self. And so, that's what they do. They want you, if you're going to be out in public with them, you better look like a fucking prostitute or something, because otherwise you're going to ruin their... Oh, no, I can't be seen with somebody normal because I'm too good for everybody. And I don't go to... so he's treating me like a fucking dog or animal child in the fucking shoe carnival. I'm like, oh my God, okay, what a fucking jerk, I'm thinking. And then we go out to his car, and he's got a flask of whiskey in his fucking car, and he's like, you want some? I said no. I'm like, okay, so this motherfucker, he drinks and he drives because he's a fucking alcoholic, but he fucking is swigging whiskey in the fucking car. And then he's got and I look in the back, and he's got these jackets there, and I'm like, oh, and I didn't even ask why, but then he's like, oh, well, those are there because this guy at work, I forget his name, some guy, because, well, I told him that I had some suits, he starts coming up with this fucking lie about these suits and these jackets in the back of his car, how he's going to give them to some coworker guy from Persia, and because they're too small for me, but they would fit him, and then but I told him we'll meet at my lunch break at 2:30 in the parking garage. He starts coming up with all this bullshit, and he's like, I didn't even ask him anything, but it's like he's trying to cover his lie by coming up with some bullshit story, because I already know that he was lying about what the fuck that was about. It's like, okay, yeah, nice story, jackass. I can see that you're lying about that too. Everything's a lie with these people because they keep a secret. They live a double life. Everything's a secret. They don't want you to fucking know anything about what they really do. The fact that they're involved with so many different people at once. And this guy's a bisexual closet gay, I believe. Or, I'm pretty sure he's gay or bisexual. And he gets so angry if I'd ask him, like, are you gay or bisexual? He gets so mad. And it's obvious that he is. It's obvious that he's bisexual or into men and women, but I think he really is more into men. And, I'm not a homophobic person, but I don't like being fucking lied to because, a lot of these gays have a lot of these gay men who do it up the fucking ass have STDs and HIV. And this guy, for all I know, he could have something like that. I don't know. He probably, there's no telling what he does, who he's been with, how many women he's a liar, a fucking two-faced liar. Everything's a lie with this person. And it's just disgusting to think that this man was in my house, in my room, invading my privacy, stealing my personality, stealing my identity. And then he tried to steal my fucking jewelry. He was trying to steal my bracelet. He just thinks that whatever is mine is his. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Who the fuck do you think you are? He coming into my house acting like he owns me, owns my house, my property, everything. It's like, no, dude, you don't fucking live here. This is my house. We're not even boyfriend and girlfriend because you just fucking use me to have your fucking dick sucked, asshole, and you try to treat me like a fucking doormat and then tell me what to fucking do, tell me how to dress, tell me what to fucking eat, and then start punishing me and shaming me for eating. You fucking jackass fucking pig. Fuck you. I'm just saying what a fucking jerk. And men like him, keep on looking. I hope you find what you're looking for at the end of the fucking rainbow, because you're going to always be miserable. You're always going to find people and find their faults and then rub it in their face that they're fat, that they're ugly, that they're this, that they're that. They're not good enough for you. But you, Mr. Perfect, are better than everybody because you work at Saks Fifth Avenue and you wear a suit and tie and you don't go to any dive bars or anything like that because you're too good for that. You have to go you're such a fucking stuck-up, superficial jackass, man. That fucking Saks Fifth Avenue's done a real fucking number on your ass. You act like a fucking typical spoiled fucking Jew. Pardon my language, but you act like one of these fucking arrogant Jews, which is how a lot of them behave, just like this asshole. So it's like, oh my God, his behavior is so fucking disgusting and so unattractive and so annoying that it's like, thank God he's not my boyfriend. Thank God I don't live with this man. Thank God I don't have kids with him. And thank God I'm not married to a fucking asshole like that. Because we have nothing in common, total fucking opposites. Like a fucking entitled fucking Jew is what he acts like. Seriously. And no offense, but damn, that's how they behave. Because most of them are like that. Just rude, arrogant, pushy, demanding, entitled. And that's how he acts. And I'm like, where the fuck did you learn how to act like such a fucking asshole? Why are you that way? I'm wondering what the fuck is wrong with you? You're so rude, making fun of people all the time, calling them out for their faults, telling, everybody's ugly, but he's perfect. Oh my God, but I could go on and on about the shit that he would do to me to insult me and drag me down. But it didn't work. I mean, it worked, but it's like, I'd get upset and I would start, but then I realized, what, this guy's projecting so much of his shit onto me that's just pathetic. It's just pathetic because what happens is when you're around these people enough and they become, they steal your identity, they steal your personality, you start behaving like them, you don't know who you are anymore. They put thoughts in your mind, they call you crazy, they disrespect you, they don't believe anything you say, they invalidate you. And I'll tell you one thing, when you have your suspicions about being lied to or cheated on by one of these kinds of succubus, incubus, fucking demonic entities, you're right about your instincts. God gave you those for a reason, and you know that whenever your instincts are telling you something about these people, you're right. You best listen to your intuition, because they will try to steal that from you. They'll try to steal everything, your money, your looks. Your health fucking declines. Your money goes dry. Your fucking everything falls apart whenever you let these fucking demons in your house. Because this guy is so possessed with so many fucking demons. Like the demons of lust, the demons of greed, horrible stuff. I'm like, do you have any God in your, I asked him, He has absolutely no belief in God, nothing, mocks religion. He's horrible. A fucking satanic demon. Self-absorbed demon. No wonder he and I are not compatible. Because I can't fucking stand being around people like that. You get sick. Physically sick. And he's a liar. He's a fucking con man. He's a fucking pimp. He's a fucking drug dealer. And I suspect he's also on fucking drugs himself. And he's an alcoholic. He's rude. He's a womanizer. He's a criminal. He's some kind of fucking con man. He's a fornicator. All he thinks about is fucking fornicating and getting his fucking heart, making fun of me. I had on some pajamas that I was wearing. Oh, I don't like those. Those are ugly. I don't like those on you. Well, fuck you, motherfucker. This is my fucking house. I'm not here to fucking parade around and impress your fucking ugly ass either, dipshit. Fuck you, He'll come over here wearing the same fucking thing every time. The same fucking clothes, smelling or drenched in fucking cologne because he's been fucking other women. So he's got to put on his fucking cologne so he can hide the smell of all the shit that he's been involved with. I'm like, oh my god, empty cologne bottles in his car. Shit, like he's such a fucking player. He's got such a sick, I can imagine what that guy does and how many prostitutes he's been involved with. It makes me sick. It makes me sick to think that I was ever involved with this asshole. What a fucking jackass. Because he's a pervert, sex addict, fornicator, and addicted to prostitutes and whatever, women, fucking any women. Thank God I never did with him go that far, but shit, he tried, and I'm like, no. Every time he tried, I'm like, no. My body would tell me, no, don't. This guy's evil. He's gonna kill me. He's probably got HIV. There's something fucked up about him. And my body would warn me, don't let this guy get any closer to you. He's gonna hurt me. If he doesn't kill me physically, he's gonna cause so much damage that I'll die. That I'll die from the stress or kill myself because he's such a demon. He's a Satanist. The guy's a fucking Satanist, and now I know that he is. And thank God I don't have to ever see, thank God he's out of my life. Thank God he better not ever fucking come over here again. Thank God for the past couple days. Finally, he stopped fucking bothering me or calling me and leaving me fucking dumb messages to unblock him. No, you're blocked, motherfucker, permanently, and get the fuck away. Don't ever fucking hoover me again, because it's over permanently. And don't ever fucking try it, because I'm calling the fucking police if you come near me. So for the past couple days, he's finally left me alone. Finally decided to fucking back off for once. And I'm sure one day he'll get his karma. They'll figure out his little tack at his job. They're going to figure out that this guy's full of shit, that God knows what he's up to there. Eventually somebody's going to catch on to his bullshit. And whoever the fuck he is, if he's a fucking cop, a fucking sheriff, a fucking FBI, I don't give a fucking shit who the fuck you are, but stay far the fuck away from me, asshole. Stay away from me. And I had to talk about that because this guy's such a shallow, jackass, mean motherfucker. The meanest asshole I've ever been involved with. And I've been around some real mean motherfuckers, but this guy takes the fucking cake for that, for sure.